Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon everyone. Hello, my name is Mawaddah. I'm from Medan State Polythecnic or Polythecnic Negeri Medan, Indonesia. I would like to present my research title, TikTok as a Medium of Citizen Journalism, representing women's roles in post-disaster recovery and its implication for inclusive development. Okay, let's start. The study focused on the major floods that struck Aceh in November 2025 and how women's recovery activities were represented on TikTok. Usually, when disasters are portrayed in media, women are often shown as a passive victims, crying, waiting for help, or depending on others. However, in reality, women are also active agents of recovery. They clean houses, prepare food, wash clothes, care for children, and help rebuild daily life after disaster. At the same time, TikTok has become more than just an entertainment platform. It now functions as a form of citizen journalism where ordinary people can document and share real-time disaster situations without relying on mainstream media. But an important question emerged here. Even if TikTok's video visually show women as active recovery agents, how does the public actually respond to this representation in the comment sections? The study aims to answer that wide pattern of public response appear in TikTok comment sections. And then 2. Do the comments support women's role, stereotype them, or critically discuss gender issues? And the last one, what are the implications of these responses for inclusive post-disaster development? I use a qualitative descriptive approach with deductive thematic analysis. The data came from TikTok videos uploaded after the Aceh floods. I researched a video using hashtag relate to women and the Aceh flood disaster. From many available videos, I selected 4 videos with the highest engagement because they had the greatest public interactions. The videos show different post-disaster activity. The first video, the most viral video, woman washing clothes using flood waters. This video engaged 6.7 million viewers. And then the second video, woman cleaning mud, and then woman living in evacuation shelters, and the last one, woman cleaning damaged houses. In total of 4 videos, I collected 1981 comments from these 4 TikTok videos using a scraping process through Google Colab. After removing spam and irrelevant comments, all comments were analyzing using NVivo 14 software. The comments are manually coding into 4 categories. I code with a T1 that affirmative support, and T2 for traditional stereotyping, and then T3 for emancipatory critics, and then T4 for non-gender related comments. Manual coding was important because many comments contain sarcasm, satire, local language, and emotional expression that automated system might misunderstand. I will explain you the finding and discussion. The first that TikTok succeeds visually but fail participatorily. The first important finding is that TikTok successfully represented women visually as active recovery agents. The video clearly shows women working hard after disaster. Cleaning mud, washing clothes, cooking, and rebuilding daily life. So, at the content production level, TikTok worked as citizen journalism that highlighted women's agency. However, the study didn't continue in this comment section. From the 1981 comment analysis, I found that 93.7 were categorized as non-gender related comment. Only 5.3 points supported or acknowledged women's roles. 1% contained traditional stereotyping, and surprisingly, 0% show emancipatory critique. This means that although women were the central subject in the video, the audience mostly ignored gender issues. Instead, the comment focused on political criticism, government performance, debates about a Chinese identity, and then general prayer or sympathy. So, people discuss politics more than women's struggles. This shows a gap between visual representation and public engagement. TikTok succeeded in showing women's recovery labor, but audience failed to meaningfully engage with gender issue. Second major finding, public appreciation depends on the type of women's labor. Another important finding concerns the type of work women performs. The video showing women cleaning wood, heavy physical labor, received the highest support at 7.5%. Meanwhile, domestic activities like washing and cooking received lower support and even triggered stereotyping. This is significant because it shows that society tends to appreciate women more when they perform labor considered masculine, such as physically demanding work. But when women perform domestic work traditionally associated with femininity, such washing or cooking, their labor becomes invisible or undervalued. Some comments even blame or mock women. For example, women were criticized for washing clothes in flood water. Their appearance was objective, and then some comments trivialize their struggles. This finding reveals that domestic labor in disaster recovery is still not considered valuable social contribution, even though it is essential for rebuilding family life after disaster. And then the third major, the absence of emancipatory critique. Perhaps the most concerning finding is that there was zero comment categorized as emancipatory critique. No one questioned why women carried most domestic responsibilities, or why men were absent in these activities, or why women labor remains invisible in recovery discourse. This indicates that gender awareness in digital public discourse is still extremely low. Even in social media space that should encourage public participations and discussion, critical gender perspectives are largely absent. Implication for inclusive development. This finding have important implication for inclusive post-disaster development. The study identifies three major barriers. The first one, the public still lack awareness about women's role in a disaster recovery. People see washing, cooking, and cleaning simply as ordinary domestic activities, not as crucial recovery works. Second, because public discussion about gender is weak, there is little pressure for policymakers to create gender-responsive recovery policies. As a result, recovery programs often prioritize infrastructure while ignoring women's domestic and social needs. And the third, women's domestic labor is still viewed as a normal and unworthy of recognition. Yet without this labor, families cannot return to normal life after disaster. And in conclusion, this study demonstrates that although TikTok visually represents women as active recovery agents, public responses remain dominated by political discourse rather than gender awareness. women's contributions are still underappreciated, especially domestic labor. Supportive comments were very limited. Stereotypes still exist, and emancipatory criticism was completely absent. Therefore, democratizing media production through citizen journalism doesn't automatically create democratization of representation of gender awareness. This research suggests that digital platforms like TikTok should not only be space for sharing content, but also space for developing critical public understanding about gender and inclusive recovery. Thank you very much for your attention, and bye-bye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.